Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to cover even more Explorer notes, quite a lot of them this time, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, last time we covered a bunch in the west. Today we're going to move and cover a lot of them in the north and east. So with that said, let's just get right into it. Although, one quick thing, as usual, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then I would really appreciate if you could do so. And like the video as well while you're down there. Both help me out a lot. It's completely free. And if you regret it, you can always unsubscribe in the future. So, yeah. If you could take your time to do that, then... or take the time to do that, then I would greatly appreciate it. But anyways, let's get started with the first note. This is where we currently are. I kind of already showed it. My hand is kind of blocking it. But you can see where we are. We are up in the north, almost central. That's the blue obelisk right there. So if you go out in the desert from the blue obelisk, you can see where it kind of hits the ground. You know, go north to the blue obelisk. If you go directly north into the desert, you should find the little rock in the salt there. Go a little bit east, and you should see a quite nice little building. I got an itch, hang on. There we go. A little building out in the middle of nowhere. Just in case you're wondering, I just want to point this out. I haven't really done that previously, but whenever you land in the desert, it's a bit harder to find things, because as you can see, all the dunes and stuff kind of block the view. Like, I'm not very far away from it, yet it's barely into view here. So, I mean, I would recommend doing this on a Wyvern or a flyer. So yeah, I'm doing it because it's easier to show, but if you're on a land mount, then it might be a little trickier to follow these. But I do give the coordinates, so it should be fine. But anyways, you should find this nice building. Isn't really a lot out here, so I'm used to blue obelisk. And just land in front of it with the obelisk behind you. You should see that it has a little door leading into the what used to be the inside, and you can actually kind of see the Raia little thing there, tablet. Kind of very poor view in here because you can see through the structure, but it is Raia Tablet number 1 at 11.2 by 40. Pretty easy. The ones with the buildings are always easier, in my opinion at least. And the next one is, I mean, we can just take it now because it's very close. You can actually, if you're in the air, you can fly up from your previous note. Look to the east at the 5th dawn. No, but look to the east and you should see an oasis. And if you travel east on land, you should also eventually reach an oasis. As you can see, there is literally nothing else out in the desert except this oasis. I'm not sure if you can really call it an oasis because it's usually a lot more green, like oases are usually a lot more green. But yeah, I guess it is an oasis. You have a water source, you have some trees, and you have some life here as well. And this is another one that's kind of easy to miss because it doesn't have a ruin. But if you look over there, so the water source is right here, get your drinks. And then if you go a little bit, like, I guess, south. Yeah, just look among the rocks. You can actually barely see, like, a rock peak behind the dune there. But you should see this note here, which is a dossier, yeah, Wyvern. At 12.2 by 46.8. Again, this one is easy to miss if you don't know it's here because it doesn't have a ruin, but it's at the same time easy to find because if you know that it's here, you know where to look. Okay, this one is going to be pretty hard to direct you to because, again, it's in the desert, in the middle of nowhere, but I'm going to do my best. I don't know why I whistled. We're right here now. You can't really see the... Actually, you can barely see the oasis all the way over there. We're quite far away from where we just were, that's the point. And you can actually see some of the ruins for the other notes out here. But basically what you want to do is pretty much go to the border of the map, which is out here somewhere. Go to the border of the map. If you don't have a GPS, you can use the lines on this map. You can see on the bottom that there is a 60 and 70. And you want to kind of go between the 60 and the 70 on the map here, where I'm right now. And just head all the way out to the border. And on your way, you should find the ruin, which is right there. But in case you're wondering, yeah, it's literally on the border. It's a bit in. But if you go to the border, I mean, you can also just follow the border from wherever and you'll eventually encounter it. But easiest way, go between the 60 and the 70. You can see we're pretty much directly in between. Go all the way out to the border. And you should find the ruin, which is right here. Flat one, not quite sure what it represents. Looks like it's basically just the foundation of a building left. And if you look right there, on the edge of the ruin, to the east, I'm using those directions, not the left and right, because it all depends on what direction you're looking at it from. But if you look towards the border, it's on the right side. But if you just want to use a cardinal direction, it's to the east. Helena Note number 18, 10.4 by 66.5. And as we've already kind of seen the other ruins, briefly, what you want to do now is kind of head toward the green obelisk, which is right there. You can actually see the red one, you can see the blue one, you can see the green one as well. Head towards the green obelisk from that other ruin. Or if you're doing this in an opposite direction, I guess you could also come in from land. The reason I'm doing them from the north to the south is because we basically have to go zigzaggy here in order to cover all of them. But anyways, if you came out here, you probably already took these. But anyways, this one is on the top of a dune, south or kind of in between the ruin we were just at and the green obelisk. And there is a pretty big ruin here, shouldn't be hard to miss. And inside the four sort of pillar thingies and the roof, we have the Vulture dossier, 18.2 by 67.3. And you can also see where the next node is, so we'll just take that right away. Here we are, and if you are here, like if you are at that ruin, then you should see this type of formation, which is from that towards the red obelisk. Hope that was a decent description, but you should be able to see this one from the surrounding area as well. We have a mountainous area right there, kind of closing in on the interior of the map. And as you can see, it has sort of a roof structure right here. And right next to it, we have Rockwell number 8, 23.4 by 65. Then we get to another one that's pretty much impossible to explain because it's again in the middle of the desert, but we are back up north a little bit. You can still kinda see the ruin that we were at just now in the distance. You can also, I don't have my spyglass, so it's kind of hard to show, but you can also see, maybe not on the, I'm not sure the resolution, but I can actually see just the tiniest bit of that note previously to that again. But we're back out in the desert, and this time you want to go between the 70 and the 80 on the bottom of the map there. Between the 70 and the 80. And once again, you want to pretty much just go towards the border out in the desert. The border should be around here somewhere. You can see the ruin. I just want to show the border real quick in case you are wondering how far away it is. We should meet it any time. Yep, there it is. You can see we're pretty close to the border, so once again, you can just follow the border and you'll eventually see it. It's on the dune. It's not like down in a little spot or anything. But it's here anyway, between the 70 and the 80. Those are the coordinates, so I don't know really why I'm saying that, because you'll see it on the GPS regardless, but yeah. So you have this type of formation, like two kind of tower thingies with a broken arch in between. And on one of the sides of those, depending on what direction you come from, you have a little Rockwell note. Rockwell number 5 at 13.3 by 77.6. And we have another impossible one to explain because it is in the middle of nowhere as well. But it's pretty close to the one we were just at. You can see that's where we were. And if you head, what would that be? Southeast. You should actually see the ruin from, I'm not going to fly all the way back, but You should be able to barely see the ruin from the other note that we were just at. But if you head southeast, you should see another just little ruin. You can see the surroundings right here. It's just a little roofed thingy. That's the green obelisk, that's the blue one. It's actually almost perfectly at the intersection between those if you draw straight lines from each out there. And you just search around this little pretty thing, and we have the note right there. It is, like, there you go, Mantis dossier at 18.2 by 81.9. And as you might see, if we are standing at this ruin, you can look to the east, directly east, and you can see out there where the next, like the next ruin or like area that we'll find the next one. So just fly out. It kind of looks like trees, but it is a ruin. Fly out to it. It's east. You can see that we're closing in on the 90. We're once again basically at the edge of the map. The edge is like right over there. We have sort of a flat ruin. You can see how it's like a 4-pillar, or at least 2 pillars. That's the left. In the middle. And this time we have a Dahkeya note right there. I'm sorry if the description for these notes are kind of poor, but it's, again, almost impossible because it's just sand out here. But it's Dahkeya note number 12, if I can get to it. This bird isn't a land mount. There we go. 17.5 by 87.4. And we have another note that is pretty easy to find, but I'm still obviously going to show it. So here we are. That's the ruin we were just at. This is the previous one before that. So if you skipped some, then you should just quickly watch to figure that out if you can't already tell. But if you look from this roofed area towards those kind of mountain formation thingy there, you should, underneath it, see this ruin right here. Oh, that's an egg. If this was a true survival world, I would have stopped to get that. But underneath that rock formation, you should see like a little salt pile, and behind that, a little ruin. Another small little ruin with another Dahkeya note. It's like a little roofed hallway, it looks like. Dahkeya note number 11 at 24.4 by 77.5. Again, sorry for going a little zigzag, but they are kind of just spread all over here, so it's kind of hard to do them in a reasonable order. But now we're gonna head sort of, what would that be? East, no, south. We're gonna head south on the eastern side to get more notes. So we're gonna have to move a little bit until we reach the next place. So you can see where we are now. That is the ruin we were just at. And I kind of lied. We're not heading completely south yet. We're heading east first. You can actually see one of the ruins. It's right there. I don't know why I whistled. Misclick. But this is where we are. That's the ruin. Those are some of the other ruins. You can kind of see the roof over there. Again, I don't know how I'm going to explain this location. But these are the coordinates if you want to know. But if you basically, you can kind of see the Black Mountain there. You can see where I am, really. And if you go directly east, it's kind of hard to see this one from the ground because it's sort of hidden behind the dune. But if you go all the way east, again, you can pretty much just follow the border. I think this one is on the border. You can see where the end is with the scorpions, but just to show you, the border is right here. Or maybe not. There we go. Yeah. It's on the border. Again, this one is a bit hidden by a dune, but it is a pretty big one when you actually see it up close. Again, I'm sorry for the poor descriptions of these, but it's really hard. But this big ruin has a note in it. So if you go to the back side, right here, or the proper side, the arches, look to the left, and there's a little Raia tablet thing here. Raia Tablet 15 at 27.6 by 88.5. Again, sorry for the bad description, but it's really hard. Then we're just heading a bit south, over this big dune. That's where we were just at. So just head south, You reach the top of the dune, and if you look to your right, you should see the next ruin on our list, or on the way, on the journey. So just fly towards it. This is where we are. You can actually see that we're pretty much east of that big mountain rock formation. And it should be here somewhere. I haven't, oh, there it is. I haven't been to this, but the Raia Tablet 14, 33 by 85.7. And then, from that ruin, the two next ones are really easy to find. You have, well, right there. Go south, literally pretty much directly south. You come to this big dune, and if you continue looking south, you see the two ruins. You see one right there to our right, and one right there straight ahead. We're obviously going to take the one to the right first. And if you're wondering where we are in terms of like the interior, we're right next to the green obelisk. So just go out to the east, you know, desert from the green obelisk, and you should see these. But yeah, we have our first note right here, which is Rockwell number 18 at 39.9 by 86.0. And for the next one, again, just head south from this ruin, green obelisk. Just head sort of southeast, across a small dune, and boom, we have the other sort of location. And I'm not, there it is. Dahkeya note number 9 at 42.3 by 88.4. Okay, we are now approaching the 3 final notes. Let's start with, well, surprise, the first one. So now we are quite a bit further south than we just were. You can see that that's a green obelisk right there, and then you have this rock formation and this sort of cliffy. Why did my, there we go, sensitivity went up. You can see this rocky formation, and that almost touches the end of the like map. And if you come to this area and you look out in the desert, should be pretty easy to spot this ruin. Like, it's very out in the open, very close, and very distinctible. Distinguishable? Distinctive? I don't know. Right next to one of these 6 sort of tower thingies, you will find Rockwell number 23. Why did my map go away? There we go. 59.4 by 86.4. Here we are. But anyways, we are in this region now. Right here. A bit further south, if you want to know where the ruin we were just at is, then it's right there. So basically, head south to top of this big dune right here. And you can see what the surrounding area looks like. You can see what the side right there. It looks like you can actually kind of see that we are east of the red obelisk and southeast of the green one. And if you look in the desert, once again, you can see a ruin. Pretty easy to spot, shouldn't be a problem. And if you go to it, right next to the little house here, we have Rockwell number 24 at 65.9 by 86.6. And you can probably see the last note that we're going to take today, which is right in front of us. From this note, that's again the surrounding area, east of the red obelisk, southeast, whatever, of the green obelisk. And you should see like a tiny bit of ruin sticking out from the sand right there on this dune. So just head to it. And you can see the note right there. It's another Rockwell note. It is Rockwell number 2 at, why did my map go away again? There we go, 61.9 by 85.7. And with that, we've covered all the notes in this video. For those that are wondering, just before we leave here, this is what the current notes that we have looks like. I don't really remember when I unlocked all of these, but apparently I have, so they just have a little bar behind them. But yeah, we have 11, 13, 18, 21, 22, 23. We actually almost have all the dossiers. We're just, didn't mean to open that. I did not mean to exit my inventory either. Okay. We only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we only need 5 of them. We have the majority already. A Rockwell looks like this currently. Raia looks like this. And Dahkeya looks like this. Still a lot of notes left, but we are getting there. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did find it helpful, again, I would really appreciate a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys very soon with most likely more note videos. So stay tuned. Goodbye.